Hi everyone, welcome to Jubilee's Jungle. Today we're making this lion pillow. The Bible tells a story of a man named Daniel who was thrown into a den of vicious lions and left there all night to be eaten as a punishment for breaking the law. He must have done something really bad to deserve that, right? It was actually the opposite. The king passed a law saying that no one was allowed to pray to or worship anyone except the king. Daniel was a follower of God, the one true God. He knew that it would be horribly wrong to pray to or worship the king instead of God. He could have just taken a break from praying and worshiping, but he knew it would also be horribly wrong to stop worshiping and praying even for a little while just because the king told him to. After all, what's more important? What a king says or what God says? Daniel kept praying and worshiping as he normally would. Some people who didn't like Daniel and didn't know God saw him and turned him in. And as a punishment, Daniel was thrown into a den of lions. But Daniel wasn't alone with those lions. God was with him. Because Daniel was faithful to God, even when everyone was against him, God was faithful to Daniel in his time of need. God shut the mouths of the lions, and Daniel spent the entire night with them unharmed. In the morning, the king came and saw that Daniel was alive, and everyone marveled at how God had delivered him. Stay faithful to God, even if the entire world is against you. Take a stand, and you will see that God is faithful too, even if your obedience leads you to a lion's den. You don't need to be afraid of anything when God is with you. There are 2 embroidery stitches you're going to need to know for this project. The first one is called the back stitch. To do the back stitch, come up from the back of the fabric. Put the needle back down behind where you came up, right up against the previous stitch. Now repeat, coming up a stitch length past the previous stitch and going down against the previous stitch. The second stitch is called a satin stitched. The idea is that you're making a bunch of long stitches really close together to fill in a space. It's like drawing a bunch of lines to color in a shape. To start, cut out 2 ear shapes from a piece of burlap. Spread craft glue around the edges. This will keep the burlap from fraying. Set them aside so they can dry completely. Draw or trace a large circle onto a piece of burlap. Draw your lion's face in the circle. Load the burlap into an embroidery hoop. You're going to embroider the face using yarn and a plastic yarn needle, so this is completely kid safe. Thread your needle. When you start your first stitch, pull the yarn most of the way through, but leave a little tail on the back of the burlap to tie off later. Backstitch around your eye shape. Now satin stitch to fill the eye in. When you're finished, knot your remaining yarn together with the hanging yarn from the start and trim the extra. Repeat this with the second eye. Backstitch and satin stitch the nose just like you did with the eyes, then backstitch the outline of the mouth. Cut out the burlap circle. Cut out a large circle the same size as your burlap on a piece of cotton fabric to be the back of your pillow. Get your burlap ears. Pin them to the right side of your cotton fabric, where the 10 and 2 would be if your circle was a clock face. Choose 3 different spools of ribbon for the mane. Cut 8 loops of the first ribbon and pin them evenly around the circumference of the fabric. Repeat this with the other 2 spools of ribbon. Stitch the ribbon to the fabric circle. Cut out several triangles around the outside of the seam. This helps the fabric fold better when the pillow is flipped right side out in the end. Pin your burlap lion face to the fabric with the right sides together. Make sure you have the ears in the right place. Stitch the burlap to the fabric, leaving a gap of a few inches. Flip your lion pillow right side out through the hole you left in the stitching. Now stuff the pillow through the hole. Fold the raw edges in and pin the hole shut. Using a needle and thread, hand stitch the hole closed. Cut a tongue shape out of pink felt and hot glue it in place. There you have it, your own lion pillow to remind you to stay faithful to God even if the world is against you. If you tried this craft, leave a comment below and let me know how it went. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the little notification bell so you'll never miss a crafty Devo. I'll see you next time on Jubilee's Jungle.